But Acho, can the Lakers recover from this slide?
Oh, big dog. I mean, because they have LeBron James, sure. Because they have LeBron James, they're capable of doing anything. Because they have LeBron James, they're likely to go to... I don't know.
Ooh,
I don't know.
Shook.
Marcell, I'm shook.
Scared to look. Scared to what?
Shook. They're going to be hard-pressed to recover from the slide. I mean, y'all have to tell me something. Because I watched that game yesterday. I watched the game against the Jazz. I don't know if y'all watched the game against the Jazz. I watched the game against the Jazz. Lakers lose by 25 points. The only positive is LeBron James only played 28 minutes. I watched the game against the Jazz. I don't know if y'all watched the game against the Jazz. I watched the game against the Jazz, Marcellus. The Jazz's leading scorer scored 18 points. It was the defensive player of the year, Rudy Gobert. And they still won by 25 points. The Jazz had 6 scores in double digits. To the Lakers, 2. To the Lakers, dose. Like, Sal, I'm not just nervous. Now I'm worried. Now I'm confused. Now I'm sad. Now I'm depressed. Now I'm heartbroken because I don't know how in the world the Lakers going to get this together. The Lakers had 3 scores in double digits yesterday. Marcellus, it looks as though your boy, Trez, is the second most competent offensive player for the Lakers out there on the court. KCP can't create his own shot. Kuzma's Kuzma. Caruso be playing hard play to mess out of some defense. But I'm just like, where are the Lakers going to get their buckets? Where are the Lakers going to get their points? Yes, Schroeder matters. He's coming back. Shooter matters. He's coming back. Yes, AD matters. He's coming back, I think. I hope. But I've dealt with Achilles issues in my athletic career. I'm nowhere near the athlete AD is. But I've dealt with those same types of injuries. I am scared. I don't know if they can recover. I don't have a conclusive answer. Don't ask me for a conclusive answer. I'm nervous.
Man, I don't know why you so nervous. Ain't worried about nothing. Ain't worried about nothing. And I'm not even a Lakers fan. I'll just keep it real. I'm not going to whisper to my Clippers and say, hey, we good because the Lakers are going through a rough patch right now. You kidding me? This could still end in sunshine on the yellow brick road to where they want to go. So now I look at this situation. I tell you, Acho, don't get caught up in the moment. Because it's just a moment. LeBron has been here before. Let's look at LeBron James when he leads a team through a 4-game losing streak. I wonder if that's happened to LeBron James before. Oh, actually, in 5 of the 10 seasons where they reached the finals, LeBron James teams went through 4-game losing streaks, or worse. So LeBron's been here before. He's not going to get defined by this, as the Lakers won't get defined by this. Acho, you told me you're not great at math, but I think you're comparing yourself to, like, mathematicians and wizards out there. I think you are good at math. You do a lot of it, and you certainly recall it on the fly a lot. But let's do this math equation right here. You have LeBron James, and then you add, addition sign, Montrezl Harrell, and then you add everybody else. What do you say? KCP, all them up. Now, someone would tell you hit the equal button in this moment, but I wouldn't. I'll reserve the right to wait to hit the equal sign. You know why? Because there's 2 variables to add to that equation. 22.5 points from AD, 14 points from Schroeder, and then I'll hit the equal sign and say that's what that team looks like. But Acho, when you're doing this equation without all the variables, what's adding up?
Let me put my calculator away, Sal.
Doesn't add up. That's the problem.
Thank you, Marcellus. By the way, you don't have to tell anybody that Acho is good at numbers. He traded in the yacht for a bank, obviously, by the 5th. So we know that he's good when it comes to numbers. And Acho, I am here. You remind me of my daughter when she had night terrors. She would wake up and she was seeing things that terrified her, and I couldn't see them. And I tried to console her, and it was real to her. But it wasn't real. And what you're talking about, what you're getting scared about, is not real. Of course they can recover from this because they've proved that they can recover from this. Can I take you back to the bubble? Can I take you back to last year when we were entering the bubble? Because it seems like you've forgotten what happened at the beginning of the bubble. We're coming back from the shutdown with an older team. Avery Bradley dips. Rajon Rondo breaks his thumb. The Lakers lose 4 of their last 5 in the regular season bubble and get blown out in 3 of those games. And we're thinking, oh, and then they're facing the mighty and dangerous Blazers in the first round. It looked like the Lakers were ready to take the big fall. And then how did all that turn out? And that all happened with 3 weeks before the bright lights came on.
Right.
We've got 3 months until the bright lights come on. So the idea, the question, can they recover? They've proved that they can recover on a shorter timeline than what they have right now.
Fellas, over the last several days, my friends keep using this phrase, like, Mercury's in retrograde. I'm like, I don't even know what that means, right? I don't even know what that means.
Who you hanging with?
Some astrologers.
Yeah. Astrologers. No
Astrology.
kidding.
Slick, you heard that term, Slick?
Yeah.
That was racist. What do you mean? What the hell?
Yeah,
We both went to the Ivy League. You heard that term, Slick? What is he, sneaky athletic too?
Yeah. We'll get back to that later in the show. I hadn't heard that term, Sel, but now that I look it up, I see that one of the side effects astrologists believe is experiencing misunderstandings. I think both of y'all might be experiencing some misunderstandings, particularly you, Marcellus, a Clippers fan defending the Lakers. I think you might be experiencing a misunderstanding, so let me clarify why I am worried and why you all might need to be as well.
Come on.
The Lakers are closer to playing in the play-in games than they are being the 1 seed. Lakers 4.5 game back from the 1 seed in the West. They're only 4 games back from the 7 seed in the West, and they are declining at a rapid rate. So they're closer to playing in the play-in games. So you're right. LeBron has lost 4 consecutive games in his career during 5 different seasons. But he's never lost 4 consecutive games in a season in which he won an NBA championship. So you are accurate, you just incomplete. I am worried because I know the Lakers played the most games of just about anybody because they played longer in the bubble. Then LeBron James ain't really missed no time thus far. And now he's playing a lot of minutes and not winning. And now they're closer to playing in the play-in games than they are to getting a 1 seed. Come on, fellas. I know y'all experiencing some misunderstandings, but allow me to course correct y'all, big dogs.
This is what I understand, Mr. Glass half empty. Yeah, you could say they're closer to one end than the other, but let's take into consideration where they are. And Acho, in all seriousness, that anybody would have concerns about the Lakers and what they're going through and the state of Anthony Davis's Achilles. All of that is legitimate. We had the shutdown last year, how much that was a factor. All of that is legit. But you still have to show me the team that is out there that doesn't have equal questions. Are we suggesting that the Clippers aren't still capable of a meltdown? Are we saying, is anybody really convinced that the Sixers are ready to take that next step?
What about the Jazz, Slick? What about the Jazz? Get there.
Do we believe that the Nets, I'll get there, do we believe the Nets can play defense to the level that they have to? Do we believe that Donovan Mitchell is ready to lead a team to a championship, to those 16 postseason wins? Are we ready to say that?
Slick, here's my thing,
all
big
have
dog.
questions.
Here's my thing, Slick. You seen the Jazz yesterday. When I stopped watching the game at halftime, I was upset. I'm not going to lie to you. I was upset. I went to dinner. I went to go get some pasta, and I got salmon, and I got some chicken.
I
know.
Name?
I didn't work out today.
What's her
here's
name?
the thing, though.
Oh, you don't
I
hear
went
me,
back, Slick, to the box score, and I was like, surely Spidey Mitchell dropped about 50, 55, because the Jazz won by 25. So surely Spidey Mitchell, he went crazy, right? Then I see the leading scorer was Rudy Let me fix my eyes. Rudy nah, that's not right. That's that Rudy Gobert, Slick, with 18 points, and they still won by 25? Come on, Slick. You better be worried about the Jazz at this point in time, man.
Hey, Slick, get him. You can go ahead. Go ahead. It's easy.
No, I'm honestly, I'm not, because take into consideration where we are and what the Jazz are playing for. These are meaningful games for the Jazz. They're still building who they are. And the fact of the matter is, the Lakers are no longer a big they don't play big. They're a small ball team. They're playing without their small ball center, Anthony Davis, and they're playing without their point guard and their second best playmaker, who enables the combination of the two is what gets Kuzma and Caruso and all the ancillary players their shot. You're right. They can't create. But when you have two creators, that's enough, and they've demonstrated that formula ultimately works. We just saw the Clippers play small ball and beat the Jazz in Salt Lake City. So the fact that the Jazz are potentially vulnerable to small ball and that's what the Lakers play tells me that at full strength in the postseason, where their experience is still meaningful, that they have the capability. I'm not dismissing the Utah Jazz as a threat. I'm just saying if you have a question or concerns about the Lakers, I can go tit for tat on concerns or questions with the Jazz and every other top team. And the difference being that the Lakers have already proved that when they have questions, they have answers.
I mean, Acho, once again, the king of logical fallacies as well. Because Acho got you up here thinking that LeBron needs the top seed. When we all know LeBron James, he probably doesn't even know what he needs because he's been to 10 finals, but he's lost more than he's won in those same finals. So most of the time, he's actually an underdog. I think 8 of the 10 times he's been an underdog in those same finals, but still has come away with 4 rings. But Acho, since he loses more than he wins, we're not incomplete when we sit there and say that they could be fine no matter what seed they are and still go to the promised land. It's simple for them. It's a simple equation. We could have narrowed this block down to like one sentence. 2 years ago, they didn't have AD. They didn't make the playoffs. Last year, they had AD. They won the championship. This year, get AD back, and you got a chance for another ring. Everything else, it's just fodder.
That was 3 sentences.
I know that was. One long run on one. I ain't go to Harvard. I went to Columbia. Damn it.